Hey there, in this episode, actually number 276 of What's She Up To Now, I want to talk about getting back on track. I call it back on track because whenever there's a change in routine or a change in our normal operating systems or procedures, at least in mine, I'm all about having systems and habits. Whenever I break my habits or I have a change in my routine, like going out of town or having to do something different for the day or attending an event or traveling, I try to stick to my routine and my habits as closely as possible as I do those things, but there are some things that get whacked out of timing or that I just don't have an opportunity to do. And it's things about my life, not just about work and timing, but about, habits of my life, exercising every day, eating right. When you're traveling and doing things and out of your ordinary routine, it's more challenging to do those things. Tend to try to do them, but it doesn't mean I'm always 100% successful. And when I go away on a girls' weekend, it's all about the food and the yumminess and the sweetness and things I normally wouldn't eat or do. But I do still try to do some things. Same with our businesses. The last 4 days, my entire routine has been out of whack. Well, now I'm back home, I'm back in my office, and I need to get back on my schedule. But yesterday, I needed to catch up, or actually this morning, I needed to catch up on a little sleep. So you can see the sun's up behind me, which it normally isn't, as I'm doing my daily publishing because I've been challenged to publish every single day. Been being challenged to publish every single day for over a year now, and I resisted it. I didn't do it. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do Facebook Lives. I didn't want to have my face out there on video. I didn't want to have my voice out there on my podcast. I didn't want to be writing and publishing in my blog, although I've had a sideline blog that I've been writing in, for almost a decade. I just kind of hit it. It was sort of like having a journal that you didn't want anybody to see, but you were documenting your life and what was going on. So I've got, stress challenges that I've done. I love challenges. So I've got stress challenges that I've done. I've got be yourself challenges I've done. I've got all kinds of supersize your business challenges that I've done. And a lot of times I didn't show them to anybody because mostly they were for me and my own personal development and personal growth along my way, along my journey, along the path of becoming who it is I'm supposed to become. I guess that's pajama grandma, right? So getting back on track, I would love if you would share in the comments below, how do you get yourself back on track when you know that you've busted out of your routine or stopped doing a habit that is in your own best interest? How do you pull yourself back on? I don't think it's sheer willpower, although I think it's more having a vision of what I want my future to be like and knowing that the habits and the processes and the systems and the procedures that I put in place sure as heck help me to make that a reality and make it a more guaranteed, easy to achieve reality than if I just waylay and try to guess and not have specific ways of doing things. And then I always like to be continuously improving the way I do things to move me toward what it is that I want. But what works for you? I don't think it can be sheer willpower because I don't have that much. Obviously, based on this last weekend and the amount of sweets and caramels and salty foods that I consumed, I obviously don't think willpower is going to be the thing. And maybe it's about environment and keeping ourselves in the environment that is most conducive to what it is that we want. Hanging around the people that are like-minded that help us to achieve what it is that we want. All those things can get us back on track. I personally think that having some kind of a schedule, for example, today I've got 3 interviews for the podcast and for Facebook Live, of course. So because I do video and I also share them then on my podcast, the audio part. I've got a couple of coaching calls. I've got a mastermind call this morning. I've got a challenge that I'm doing that I need to participate in and do my part and my homework and my assignment in that challenge. And then I am creating a women's summit. So part of what I'm doing in the challenge is doing the pieces to create the marketing and sales for the women's summit. But I still need to do the pieces of the women's summit to put that on. So I need to contact the women I want to be on it because I got a dozen or so, but I have not done anything for a week about contacting women I want to be on this summit and moving forward in that. I've switched over to do the challenge and the marketing piece, but that's not what I need to do. I need to be curating, and part of the offer and part of it is curating the people that I want to be a part of this amazing summit for women business owners. And so I need to get on that today and do those components and those pieces in addition to everything else. So what are you working on today? What are you excited about? What is it that you're doing that you know is moving you in the direction of what you want? I would love to hear about it. Share if you're brave, and if you want to, in the comments below. Let us know what you're up to, because that's what I do on this. I share my transition from the offline brick and mortar world to the online world. And it is a transition. It is a transformation. It is a challenge in and of itself. And I hope that you will join me every day here as I journey through this. And I struggle through some of it. Some of it I figure out pretty easily. A lot of it, it's like pulling teeth trying to figure out how to do some of these things, especially for an old broad like me. Anyway, have an absolutely fabulous day. I hope the sun's shining where you are, and I hope that you can have a chance to just get outside and breathe some fresh air and just be grateful and happy for your amazing life. All right, I will be with you tomorrow. Pajama Grandma out. Bye.